Okay, welcome back now. Steve Acavino back at Faceta Whitaker Lanes, beginning the third match. Norristown boys versus the Council Rock South varsity boys. Norristown won game 1 by 109 pins, game 2 by 98 pins. Now looking to win game 3 as well. Is Mike Bicking on lane 45, picks up the 4-pin spare. Sean Fisher up on lane 46 for Council Rock South. As I mentioned before, the scores from all 3 games, the entire pin totals for both teams will be added up and combined into a 4th game. So really we're only bowling 3 games, but there are pin totals that count as a 4th game. So every pin counts here. So can't afford to miss pin count in this game. Brian Patterson now on lane 46 for Council Rock South. Heads jersey, only leaves the 5-pin. After Zach Holock's strike, we see Michael Holt come up for Norristown on lane 45 and strike as well. Norristown's got to keep their intensity up, especially against this Council Rock South team. Got to keep it going. By the 3rd game, fatigue may start to set in, but you have to keep fighting it out. As we see Brian Patterson pick up the 5-pin on 46, here's Gordon Murphy. And Gordon strikes. Spare, strike, strike, strike now with Jake Holock coming up as the 5th bowler. Lane 46, Eric Mansky comes in high. Wow, gets a little help there. Tripping out the 4-pin, only leaves the 7. Here's Jake Holock, really swings that ball out. That ball does not come back, but oh goodness, almost has another split there and lucky to only leave the 10-pin. Some really good breaks coming Norristown's way. Let's see. Mansky coming up on lane 46, gets the 7-pin. Let's see what Jake Holock can do. Goes to a plastic ball, will throw it hard and straight at the 10-pin. And Jake Holock picks up the 10-pin spare on lane 45. Now we'll see Justin Barr now shooting on 46 to finish out the rotation for Council Rock South, and he'll come in high 3-6-10 for him, and Scott Barr will wait on lane 45 before the anchor finishes out his frame. Justin gets the spare, and Scott Barr will step up now on lane 45. And Scott Barr comes in, trips out the 5-pin, gets a strike. Now Mike Bicking on lane 46, working on a spare. Comes in flush there. Nice strike there for Mike. Good shot. And he starts it off big for Norristown in the 2nd frame. We see Sean Fisher now shooting on lane 45. Fisher comes in high, leaves the 3, sleeper 9, 6-10. So he'll have a difficult spare there. Zach Holock did not like it there off his hand as it came off and into the channel. So he's forced with a 0 for his 1st frame, has to come up and shoot again, has to shake that off. From Sean Fisher, and he gets that one way too far to the right. It hangs out towards the gutter, never hooks back as he's using a plastic spare ball, and he's left with an open on lane 45. Zach comes back, gets 9. Zach only got 9 on his 2nd shot, and we see Ryan Patterson now on lane 45. He leaves himself a 3-pin spare. Michael Holt for Norristown on lane 46. leaves the 3-10 split. And Patterson misses the 3-pin as Zach doesn't get the ball to ricochet into the 10-pin and leaves the 10-pin, picks up the 3, and he's has another open. And now we have Gordon Murphy coming up for Norristown on lane 46. Here's Eric Mansky's shot now on 45. He leaves the 2-4-8. Gordon comes in, high flush strike. And Gordon now has a double for Norristown. And Jake Hollock now coming up, shooting on 46. We'll see Eric Mansky step back as Jake Hollock steps on the approach on lane 46. Now shooting in the second frame. Comes in. That ball hit a little bit dead on impact, as we saw. Once that ball hit, it ended up around near where the 10-pin was, so that ball lost a considerable amount of power when it entered the pocket. He leaves himself with the stone 10. He'll have to make it. So Jake Hollock makes the 10-pin as we see Justin Barr get up and leave the 6-10. And we mentioned about split totals so far between games 1 and 2 for Council Rock South. They've left 17 total splits, with one conversion coming from Scott Barr in the 8th frame of the second game for Council Rock South. And in 2 games for Norristown, we've seen 6 total splits in 2 games. So the splits are there. We've seen a lot, and we've seen more this game as well. And as the lanes break down, we can continue to see that number increase for both teams as the bowling ball is becoming less controllable, should we say, for the players. Let's see, Mike Bickey now up on lane 45 in the 3rd frame, gets that ball to swing out, back in, and he's left with the 3-10, and again, another split. As we just mentioned, they're coming and again, on lane 46, we see another split there. Scott Barr leaves the 1-2-10. Let's see if Mike Bickey can convert, gets that ball to swing out and around, and does convert. Second split conversion of the day right there by Mike Bicking there in the 3rd frame. Good, excellent conversion, textbook style. So if you're at home watching it and you want to make that spare, Mike showed you how to make it. And Scott Barr does not convert as easily on the 1-2-10. Chops away the 2-pin there on lane 46, brings up Zach Hollock now shooting his 3rd frame on lane 45. And Zach throws a powerful shot, no question. When that hit the pocket, those pins sailed nicely for him. Strike. We see Sean Fisher leaving the 6-9-10 on lane 46. Michael Holt now shooting for Norristown on lane 45. Comes in high, leaves the 9-pin. Here comes Sean Fisher's spare shot, and he converts nicely on lane 46. Michael Holt gets the 9-pin. That'll bring up Gordon Murphy now on lane 45, working on a double. Brian Patterson working on an open for Council Rock South on lane 46. Patterson kind of pulls that ball inside and leaves the 5-pin. Gordon comes back with another strike. That's 3 in a row for him. we'll see Brian Patterson now come up on lane 46. And he does convert the 5-pin. Here's Jake Hollock, lane 45. Swings the ball out, comes back, gets them all to go. So after 2 spares in the 3rd frame now, Jake Hollock puts an X on the board. We see Eric Mansky now shooting on lane 46. Ball comes in, 6-pin, taps the 10-pin out. And Eric Mansky, after a spare, gets a strike in the 3rd frame, and now Justin Barr comes up. Three-step approach of Justin Barr. Ball comes in high. Pins do not trip out the 9-pin. He's left with the 9-pin. There's that ball was coming high. We've seen a lot of textbooks that say you should take between 4 and 6 steps. We're seeing a lot of bowlers, the power players especially these days, taking 6 steps in their approach to really get that power and leverage that they need. A lot of bowlers now, though, have reverted back to the textbook, taking 4 steps there. We see Justin Barr's unique 3-step approach on that last shot. Now here's Mike Bicking on lane 46. That ball's going to really catch the friction spot and come back and leave the 3-6-10. Scott Barr now up on lane 45, and he almost chops the 6-10, but gets the 6 to bounce off the sidewall and take out the 10. Here comes Mike Bicking's spare attempt, and that one just chopped. The 3-pin slides in front of the 6-10. And that's an open frame in the 4th frame for him, as Sean Fisher is shooting for Council Rock South on lane 45. That ball comes in way high, and again we see a split. .410 split on lane 45 for Sean Fisher, as we see Zach Hollock throwing pretty straight up the first arrow and gets the strike. That's a double for Zach Hollock. And now here comes Sean Fisher. Let's see if he can convert here. He's throwing it straight. He'll go just for the count. Gets the 4-pin, leaves the 10 in an open frame for Sean Fisher. Up now for Norristown shooting in the 4th frame on lane 46. It'll be Michael Holt working on a spare. Michael comes in high, gets the 10-pin to fall late. He's left with the 6-9. Brian Patterson working on a spare there and gets a strike in the 4th frame for Council Rock South on lane 45. Let's see if Michael Holt can pick up his spare on lane 46. And he chops the 6-9, left with an open frame. Gordon Murphy up now on lane 46, working on 3 in a row, as we see Eric Mansky double up for Council Rock South there in the 4th frame. And Gordon now has 4 in a row. That'll bring up Jake Hollock working on a strike on lane 46. Justin Barr working on an open now for Council Rock South on lane 45. Let's see if he can regroup. Comes in high, leaves the 6-pin. Back to Jake Hollock, lane 46. Swings that ball way out, comes back and strikes. A lot of revolutions and a lot of power from Jake Hollock. That's a double for him. The girls, Norristown girls, just finished their 2nd game. They were defeated 8-29 to 7-74, so the match is tied 1-1 against the girls. Back to the boys, where Norristown has a 2-0 lead so far in the 3rd game now. And Norristown's ahead. Now Mike Bicking coming up on lane 45, working on an open frame. Scott Barr left with a 3-pin on lane 46. Mike swings it out, and he comes in high and leaves the 4-7-6. And Scott Barr just barely picks up the 3-pin, but does get it to fall. Let's see here. Oh, and Mike Bicking almost converts the split. Very nice job there. Good attempt for him. Very close to making that split. Sean Fisher comes in high there, is confused at how his ball's reacting on the lanes. He leaves the 3-pin. Here we see Zach Holock now playing around the second arrow and gets them all to go. He now has 3 in a row. Turkey time for Zach. And Sean Fisher almost misses the 3-pin there, but does get it. Michael Holt comes back from the open frame with a big strike. And now on lane 46, we see Brian Patterson working on a strike for Council Rock South. Patterson comes in high, leaves the 4-pin. Now we'll see Gordon Murphy with 4 in a row, shooting now in the 5th frame. Lane 45, Gordon comes in, powerful strike. Gordon not ready to stop throwing strikes yet, as he has 5 in a row. That'll bring up Jake Holock now, shooting for Norristown. As we'll see, though, on lane 46, Brian Patterson. Will he get the 4-pin? He does, converts easily. Now we'll see Jake Holock working on a double, lane 45. Swings it out. Is it far enough? Yes, it is. Nice shot there by Jake Holock. He now has a turkey. And Norristown is really fired up. Shot there by Eric Mansky, gets the high trip there on the 4, and he also has 3 strikes in a row. That'll bring up Justin Barr now, shooting in the 5th frame on lane 46 for Council Rock South. Justin comes in high again, leaving the 3-10 split. Something that isn't uncommon today. Splits have been plentiful this afternoon. That ball there for Scott Barr does not hook up enough, as he's left with the 1-2-4. There's Mike Bicking for Norristown on lane 46. Shooting in the 6th frame, working on an open. Comes up and strikes. Comes back with a big strike there from Norristown. Zach Holock working on 3 in a row will be up, as we see Scott Barr miss the 1-2-4 on lane 45. Zach Holock high on that shot, leaves the 1-3, leaves the 3-6, excuse me. So he'll have to come up with a conversion there, as we see Sean Fisher throw a strike on lane 45 for Council Rock South. Here's Zach's shot, makes the conversion. So after 3 in a row, we'll have to settle for an 8 spare. We'll see Brian Patterson now up on lane 45. Ball holds in the middle part of the lane, gets the strike. That'll bring up Michael Holt working on a strike now in the 6th frame. Michael leaves the 5-pin. And Eric Mansky up for Council Rock South on lane 45. Working on 3 strikes. Count them, 4 for Eric Mansky. Here's Justin Barr now. Shooting on lane 45. Looks like he's going back to the original ball he's used, and he struck after 3 open frames. Finally a mark on the board for Justin Barr, and coming in the 6th frame. And Gordon Murphy can't get the 8-pin to go, so his string stops at 5 in a row. He's left with the 8-pin spare. Gordon misses the 8-pin. A little too much hook on that ball, and it sails right past. So Gordon, after 5 in a row, is faced with an open. He'll have to let that go quickly, for this match isn't over yet. Jake Hollock now shooting in the 6th frame. Jake swings the ball out, comes back, strikes in the pocket. 4 in a row, Jake Hollock. Mike Bicking shot on 45, a little high, leaves the 6-pin. Scott Barr on lane 46 leaves the 3-9. Again, has to throw this good to throw both pins back. And Mike Bicking picks up his spare on lane 45. Here's Scott's shot, and he converts the 3-9. Now up on lane 45, we'll see Zach Hollock. Zach looks like he lost his footing there, but does carry the strike. Kind of slipped at the foul line, but the direction off his hand was good. I see Sean Fisher throw a strike down lane 46. That's a double for him, and Mike Holt now up on lane 45, shooting in the 7th frame. Ooh, gets the 5, the paralyzer to go down late. Brian Patterson now shooting on lane 46. Patterson leaves the 9-pin. Didn't get any help there. Gordon Murphy comes up, trying to shake off the open. Comes back and gets the strike. Good rebound there from Gordon Murphy on lane 45. So we'll now have Jake Hollock coming up on lane 45. First, we'll see Brian Patterson shoot the 9-pin on lane 46. Pin there, conversion for Brian Patterson. Here's Jake Hollock on lane 45. Swings back, and he gets them all to go. 5 in a row for Jake Hollock. Here's Eric Mansky on lane 46. And he strikes as well. 5 in a row for Eric Mansky. Justin Barr now will come up on lane 46. Here's Justin's shot, comes in high, leaves the 6-10. Justin went back to a bowling ball that has a little bit of a shinier surface on it. It doesn't read the lane as hard as the aggressive bowling ball he was using before that he switched to. This one still overreacting on him. He's got to make an adjustment. There's this plastic spare ball, straight and hard, picks up the 610. And Mike Bickey now up on lane 46, coming up in the 8th frame. You see Scott Barr again struggling now on lane 45. And Mike Bickey coming up now in the 8th frame on lane 46 for Norristown. Comes in high, leaves the 610. Scott Barr misses the spare there as he chops away the 3-pin. Leaves 2. So open for Scott Barr. And now here's Mike Bicking, who gets the 610 conversion on lane 46. Up next, shooting on lane 46 for Norristown is Zach Hollock. Well, first we'll see Sean Fisher on lane 45. He leaves the 6-7 split. Now, this is not one of those splits that is impossible here. But first, Zach Hollock says, here's another one, double for Zach Hollock on lane 46. All right, what Sean Fisher wants to do here is get the ball to the right of that 6-pin and slide it in to the 7, does not. And here's Michael Holt on lane 46, leaves the 6-10-7 split. Again, something we're not running out of today is splits. I don't think I have ever seen this many in one match. Here comes Brian Patterson. Gets the ball outside and he leaves the 2-8-10. Now this one is very difficult. He's got to hope that he gets the 10-pin or the 2-pin to bounce back and get the 8-pin that's hiding behind the 2-pin. Let's see if he can convert. It's going to be difficult. There's the ball out to the right. Comes back, he'll just take out the 2-8, and here comes Gordon Murphy. Comes in, and that one's just light. And again, we see another split, the 6-7, same exact split that Patterson had on lane 45. Oh, excuse me, not the same exact split, but we've seen the same split on lane 45 before, and we'll see it again. Now for this split, he's just going to go for the 7-pin in the count. It was the same exact split as Sean Fisher, to correct myself, that Eric Mansky had. And we'll see Jake Hollock, who now has one. Jake Hollock has now 6 strikes in a row. And we see Justin Barr coming high, leaving the 4-pin. This has been a really interesting day so far with the spare combinations we've seen, with the different adjustments we've seen bowlers make, and Barr picks up the 4-pin on lane 45. Coming back, Scott Barr will now be shooting on lane 46 for Council Rock South. Strikes in the 9th frame. Mike Bickey now up on lane 45, working on a spare. And Mike's shot comes high, leaves the 3-pin. Sean Fisher throws a strike there on lane 46. Let's see if Mike can pick up the spare. And he does with ease. Picks up the 3-pin. Zach Holock now working on 2 strikes coming up in the 9th frame, shooting on lane 45. We see Patterson coming high there on lane 46. Back to Zach though. Zach leaves the 3-9, 6-10, so he's got to be careful again not to miss the 9-pin. That 9-pin is what gets most bowlers. It's back there. You've got to throw this one perfect. As Patterson converts on lane 46. Let's see if Zach can do the same. Up and there, we see it. There's the 9-pin. It was back there and tough break. And here comes Michael Holt now for Norristown on 45. See Eric Mansky working on an open. Comes high, leaves the 9-pin. Michael Holt gets a strike after coming off an open. Eric Mansky throws his plastic spare ball, and that's going to hook a little too much, slowed the speed down there, and he pays the price, leaving the 9-pin. And Gordon Murphy comes back with a big strike after a spare, and here comes Jake Holock working on 6 strikes in a row on lane 45. Justin Barr comes in high, leaving the 6-10. Jake Holock comes in high, leaves the 3-9, 6-10, and that'll end his string of strikes at 6. Nice run there for Jake as we see Justin Barr pick up the 6-10 on lane 46. Jake pulls that spare ball just a pinch, and he pays for it. He misses all the pins, has an open. Mike Bicking now for Norristown, coming up on lane 46. Mike comes in. Powerful strike there for Mike Bicking in his 10th frame. Scott Barr now in the 10th frame on lane 45. Scott leaves the 5-pin. Mike's second shot in the 10th frame on lane 46. Gets another strike. 2 in a row in the 10th frame. Scott picks up the 5-pin there on 45. Here comes Mike's third shot. It's in for a 10-pin, and he'll finish with a score of 180. Scott Barr finishes with a 161 for Council Rock South. Sean Fisher now up shooting on lane 45, his 10th frame. And Fisher looks like he didn't get that one off his hand cleanly. It went right in the gutter. And not the way he wanted to start his 10th frame. Signs of frustration. See Zach Hollock on lane 46 gets the strike there. And Sean Fisher finishes with a 155. Michael Holt's first, Zach Hollock's first ball is a strike in the 10th frame. Let's see if he gets a second. Comes in high, leaves the 3-6. Shot high there for Brian Patterson. Leaves the 3-pin. See, Zach can convert, throws that one out, comes back and does do it. And Zach Hollock finishes with a 200 game right on the nose. Mike Holt now will come up for Norristown in the 10th frame. We'll see Patterson convert the 3-pin with a strike here. Patterson will have a potential of 173. And we see Mike Holt coming in high, just leaving the 6-10, getting a break, tripping out the 7. There, that ball just hugged the channel there for Patterson. He'll finish with a 166. Michael Holt, chops the 6-10 and leaves an open frame. He'll shoot 151. Is his final score. That'll bring up Gordon Murphy. Gordon Murphy working on a strike, shooting in the 10th frame. Ball goes high, gets a strike. That's a double for Gordon. Eric Mansky is faced with the 6-10. As we've seen today, not an automatic spare by any point. And Mansky chops out the 10-pin and leaves the 6. And Gordon leaves the split there. Leaves the 4-7-10. Eric Mansky for Council Rock South will finish with 201. And Gordon throws a lot of hook to it. Converts the 4-7 and shoots 233. Now here comes Jake Hollock, last bowler of the rotation in the 10th frame, working on an open. He has a potential 237 if he strikes out. Really, Norristown has the game right now. They have 971 pins versus 814. So Norristown has pretty much got this game in hand as Justin Barr comes up and shoots on lane 45 for Council Rock South. Just throwing the plastic ball straight down the lane, gets a strike. He can finish with a potential 171 if he strikes out for Justin Barr. Let's see Jake Hollock make the spare, and he misses the spare. Too much hook there on that spare, and leaves an open 216 he'll finish with. And Justin Barr comes in, leaves the 4-pin there. With a conversion, he'll have 161. Here's Justin Barrow. Hale also missed the 3-pin, and Norristown will take all 3 games of this match. They win match number 3, 980 to 843. So, good performance today from Norristown. A lot of splits. Lanes really changed quickly today, and it was a tough battle, but Norristown came up on top. All right, well, switch over to the girls' match here on lanes 43 and 44 and finish out their day. The girls right now are down here as Sarah Kinsey is shooting in the 6th frame. All right, Bethany Culp there on lane 44. Leaves the 5-pin. All right, Bethany coming up for the 5-pin shot. Now on lane 44. Let's see, straight. And Bethany converts. That's a spare for her. Jessica Green now coming up on lane 44 for Norristown. As Jessica leaves the 1-3-8. And Jessica Green converts her spare in the 6th frame. Next bowler on lane 44 is Megan Altimus. Megan comes in high, Jersey, but gets the strike. Now up, Hannah Bogadane. Here's Hannah's 6-frame shot, working on a strike, and she strikes. Well, the girls can get fired up just as the boys can, and they're showing it as they're making a comeback here. Sarah Kinsey now up for Norristown on lane 43, working on an open. Sarah's ball hooks just a bit, leaves the 7-pin a little high. We've noticed there for the boys match, the boys varsity team comes over to support the girls match. Sarah Kinsey has a big 7-pin conversion coming up. Council Rock South though answering right back, getting fired right back up and converting their spares as well. Sarah makes the 7-pin. Kristen Johnson up on lane 44. Comes in high, leaves a pretty difficult conversion for her to pick up. Here's Bethany Culp now on lane 43 for Norristown. Comes in high, leaves 3-9. Johnson makes the spare. Nice execution. And Bethany also converts. So back and forth. We have good final match here between the girls. Council Rock South and Norristown. Twenty-nine pin difference. Between Norristown and Council Rock South. Jessica Green up shooting lane 43. Here's Taylor Modica with the 4-7. Picks up her spare for Council Rock South. Jessica Green needs this conversion. And Jessica Green converts. All right, so Megan Ultimus is the next bowler now for Norristown as we see Council Rock South now up shooting on lane 44. Three pin left on 44. Let's see what Megan can do now. Shooting in the 7th frame, working on a strike. She comes in high, doesn't get the 7-pin to go. This is match game bowling at its finest. So bowlers have to match frame for frame here. We'll see. Lane 44, and the spare just converted. And I mean just, that ball was ready to hook out. And Megan misses the 7-pin. Light shot there for Tara Himes for Council Rock South. She'll be left with the 2-4-5. And Hannah Bogadan gets them all to mix there on lane 43 for Norristown and gets the strike. All right, Sarah Kinsey now up shooting for the girls on lane 44. Here's her shot. She's playing right around. That ball's hooking out early, but she gets the high hit and a strike. Council Rock South spare. And we'll be right back with the post-game wrap-up of the boys' game and the girls' 10th frame right after this. Hi everybody, Steve Acavino back from Facenda Whitaker Lanes giving you the wrap-up of the boys varsity game versus Council Rock South. Boys take 4 games in a row there, including the pin totals, so they won 29-99 to 26-65 over Council Rock South. As you can see, the girls are still finishing up behind us right now. Hannah Bogadine still to go there in the 10th frame. And still 1 bowler left to go before the anchor there for Council Rock South. So shot there on lane 43. Still a tight match now as Hannah comes up. Norristown girls are leading at 788 right now to 767. And it's going to be the battle of the anchors here in the 10th frame. Hannah Bogadine and Tara Himes. Let's recap some of the scores. Mike Bicking, 3-game total of 505. Zach Hollock, 648. Mike Holt, 545. Gordon Murphy, 602. And Jake Hollock with a 697 after 3 games. And we also had today 23 splits. We left a lot of splits today, especially with the lane conditions drying out a lot sooner than normal. And we see Hannah Bogadine now shooting in the 10th frame.
That's good, girl.
Ball comes a little bit high. It leaves the 610. So Hannah has to convert the 610. Hannah's going to try to shoot cross lane at this spare, straight. See, she's not ready. She's turns around. She steps off the approach. Let's see. Hannah sets and she throws that ball over about the 3rd arrow, and she makes the spare. All right, well, we're watching the girls finish up as Hannah converts the spare. We're going to bring in Gordon Murphy of the Norristown boys team. Gordon, talk a little bit about how you prepared for today's match.
I don't know. Today was a little nervous playing the first place team. We're in 2nd place, behind by like 2 games. And it was a little nervous, but, you know, I just went in there, did my thing. My team helped out a lot, and that's about it.
Really, the lanes transitioned a lot today for you. Talk about some of the adjustments maybe that you made or struggled with today that really gave you some trouble out there.
Well, you know, like from the home matches, it's really dry, and the away matches, like, just can't get the ball to curve, but I don't know. I just used my spare ball for a strike ball and did my thing.
Well, Gordon, we want to congratulate you guys on a victory today. Good work.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Gordon Murphy of the boys varsity bowling team for Norristown. And we see here the finish of the girls match. Hannah Bogadine finishes with a 215. And Tara Himes now leaves. With a 9 spare there, she gets 1 more turn. Girls match will pretty much be wrapped up here as the girls have it with 807. We have another member of the boys varsity team here, Jake Hollock. Jake?
How you doing, Steve?
Jake?
Good to be with you.
you doing?
Pretty good. Well, talk about a little bit. We asked Gordon too. A little bit of your mental preparation for today's game. It was a big match.
Well, I went in confident and I went out confident. Simple as that, you know. Do nothing else. It's simple.
The lanes really transitioned fast today. How were you able to put your game to the lanes and the changing conditions today?
I just kept moving left, adjusting, throwing it a little bit harder, and it seemed to work out. 697, not bad.
Not bad at all. And so what do you expect for the rest of the season here as your guys are moving along? How do you feel, you know, do you feel very confident that you guys are going to go far? How do you feel?
I feel very confident. Hopefully we can pull this off. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard for us. Beat Council Rock South 4-0. We're first place, and we just have to keep it going, getting hype. That's all we need to do.
Well, Jake, congratulations. I wish you the best of luck. The girls win the last game 807 to 785. So they take 3 games out of 4. So we want to thank you for joining us here on NASD TV Channel 28. This has been Boys and Girls Varsity Bowling here on NASD TV Channel 28. I'm Steve Acavino saying thanks for being with us. Take care, everyone.